Hi, my name is Zarina Aisha Miran, and welcome to my new series regarding Google Cloud. So if you're interested in learning Google Cloud or want to take the Associate Cloud Engineer exam, then this is the series for you. Okay, so today's video is literally an overview of GCP. So I will cover what GCP actually is, the types of cloud users, public cloud and its four categories, and then cloud versus the good old data center. Right, so what is GCP? GCP stands for Google Cloud Platform, and it is essentially a suite that has a collection of services, a collection of products that you can implement, and it runs off Google's internal infrastructure. So that's where Google Search and YouTube is. So some of the products vary. That you can have compute products such as App Engine, Compute Engine. You can make use of their storage and databases such as Cloud Spanner and Cloud Data Store. You can make use of their networking products, so spin up a virtual private cloud, make use of their cloud DNS. Again, there are other products such as big data, cloud AI, management tools, security, Internet of Things, and of course API platforms. Now, they allow you to implement your products infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and of course implement serverless computing such as function as a service. Their competitors, as you know, are Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. So in other words, instead of you having to go and order your infrastructure, have it installed, and then maintained yourself within a data center, you could essentially get a provider, a cloud provider. In this case, it could be Google, and you can make use of their products by purchasing their services on the Google Cloud platform. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, who are the clients, who are the users of cloud? So there are two typical types of users. There are, of course, the customers who just want to start up in the cloud. They just want to start fresh in the cloud, and so that's all they have. And then there are users that are known as enterprise cloud users, and they have multiple data centers, and they just want to get out of those data centers or have more of flexibility by connecting their cloud to their data centers. So what is public cloud? Public cloud is a type of computing service which allows you to set up your infrastructure and allow it to be accessible to the public via the internet. To understand this better, I will explain what private cloud is. So this is, again, a type of computing service, a cloud service where you can set up your infrastructure, again, with cloud, but only allow users to access it from your private network. So you might have it hooked to a VPN, which is connected to your own little private network, and then you would be able to access it from there. When it comes to public cloud, they kind of fall into four categories. The first is compute resources. The second is storage. The third is networking. And the fourth is specialized services. So this includes services such as machine learning. Compute resources are infrastructure resources that provide processing capabilities in the cloud. So an example would be virtual clusters, virtual resource pools, and physical servers. They're all examples of compute resources. And in specifics to GCP and the qualification that you're after, this is grouped into, segregated into three parts. So the first would be virtual machines. They allow you to add or remove virtual machines from clusters based on the workload. The second is managing Kubernetes clusters. So that means managing clusters and making use of their containers. So once you've created your clusters, you can take care of the monitoring, the networking, and the security. The third is serverless computing. So this is running code without a virtual machine that you yourself would maintain. And GCP offers two ways of doing that. The first is App Engine, which allows you to run your app for extended periods of time. Then there is Cloud Functions, and this allows you to run your code in response to an event. So an example would be uploading a file. The second category would be storage, and for the purpose of the exam, they've split it up into 4 areas. The first is object storage, and this is basically files that are stored in buckets and referenced as URLs. So if you're familiar with the serverless architecture, then you probably know what object storage is. The second is file storage, and this is a hierarchical storage system of files. The third is block storage. Now, this uses a fixed-sized data structure known as a block. The fourth is cache. So this is in memory, and again, as you know, it's fast, and that's why you would probably use it. The third category is my favorite. It is networking. So your GCP network is your VPC, so your virtual private cloud. And this comes along with your routing. So you have to think about your routing. If you're setting things to connect up with other VPCs, you might want to think about peering, your security groups, so your firewalls, and then your IPs, which are either static or ephemeral. So the fourth category is specialized services, and these can be used as building blocks of applications. So remember, we discussed serverless. So serverless architecture, you can have a bit of code, and you can have it can be executed in response to an event. So that's basically using it as a building block of an application. There's the ability to provide APIs. You make use of Cloud Natural Language, Cloud Vision, Cloud Interface APIs. There's a whole load of services out there. The last topic of today is cloud versus data center. So here are 3 clean points. The first is rent instead of own. In cloud, you can rent what you need, whereas in a data center, you purchase what you need and then you have to maintain it throughout its life cycle. In cloud, you pay as you go, so you pay for what service you're going to use. Again, in data center, you have to pay for that appliance, and there's just so much cost involved. The third is the elastic resource allocation approach. In cloud, what does that mean? That means if you have too little or too much, you can be flexible. You can shut down VMs or you could spin up VMs. Whereas in a data center, yes, you can do that, but that takes time, a lot of time to provision it, a lot of time to set it up. And yeah, cloud's better in that area. So that's it for today's video. I hope by now you understand what is GCP, the types of cloud users, public cloud and its 4 categories, and of course, what is cloud versus the data center. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe because, like I said, this is a new series around GCP and I will be issuing out more and more videos so that it can help you with completing your exam or just understanding what GCP is. Thank you. Bye.